And right now, in the fitness industry, health and fitness industry, there is a big push of peptides, GLP-1s. There was a period where people were saying, like, yeah, Anava, yeah, Tren. And with time, people start seeing, okay, these bodybuilders are just dying, they're just falling. I shouldn't be saying that word, but these bodybuilders are just dropping. So people understand that there are risks, but they still take the risks, even though they're not good for them. That is the part sometimes that is troubling to understand. Okay, why is this person still taking this risk? When you dig in, you realize that they have a product that they're selling and they're trying to promote other people to take the same thing because they get paid by promoting certain supplements. They're not even supplements, performance enhancing drugs. Because when they promote these performance enhancing drugs, they get paid. And some of them, maybe they know, and some of them, maybe they don't know. Because if they do know what they're doing and they do it, I'm worried about their conscience. But some of them maybe choose not to know or choose not to try and research and find out or think critically what is going on. Because with a lot of the PEDs and like the GLP-1s, the peptides, there hasn't been enough research to say, can they be used for weight loss? And when you see what they're approved for, it's for managing diabetes, especially when you talk about something like Ozempic. Obesity and diabetes are two different things. Those are two different conditions. So when people try say, oh yeah, just go manage your weight because someone is obese with a peptide or with a GLP-1 like Ozempic, it's not the same thing. Again, this is not medical advice. I'm not your doctor, but thinking critically, thinking logically, it's not the same thing. Obesity, diabetes. Someone with obesity has a high chance to develop high risk, but it doesn't mean that they have it. The doctor has to diagnose and prescribe. And the Ozempic is not always the first medication that the doctor will prescribe. And they might say, okay, I like you need to go and take a different medication like metformin, or they have to take like they have to do like diet, exercise, have to work out. And even then, when they go and get on like any prescription, they still supposed to include diet and exercise in their treatment. So that's the other thing that people tend to overlook and minimize because it does work with suppressing your appetite. Doesn't mean that it's good for everyone to manage their weight loss because you don't know what else it could cause in 5, 10 years. Because also, like a lot of fitness influencers, and this includes, this is not just for guys, this part is not for guys only, but you'll see that more and more women are taking performance enhancing drugs. They might not take them in as high doses, but they might be microdosing and they still post these images online and seem as if they're working so hard. And they seem like they're so successful at this. I'm not taking anything away from them. They're probably working hard. I'm not taking away that from them. But it's the image that they're portraying. It's the pressure that they're putting on other women, on young girls, telling them or making it seem like That's what they should aspire to look like. Because some young women are gonna get misled by these girls. And they seem like they've made it in life. They're so successful. And some of them, they're just playing a role and a part, but they have other ways that they're achieving their success that they don't tell people because it exposes the truth. And some people in the industry have just said, that's just the game. That's just how you do it. That's how you get away with it. And that's a big problem because clearly they don't care about people's health. Like and I speak about this as someone who's worked in insurance extensively and seen health claims, people, the different conditions that people get treated for, the amount that it costs to be on a drug. Because for most health benefit plans, like insurance plans, drugs are the number one leading cause for increase in costs for people because they're tied into these pharmas, right? So they can also have, like, let's say, their own brand name drugs, which they can only make. And until there's a generic substitute, then yeah, you can have more people making the same drug and the cost goes down. But for the time period that they have that brand name, they can just price it to whatever they want. So these costs explode health benefit plans. And when you get on some of these medications, they could cost like 50, 60, 70, $80,000 per year. And so for some people, even if they have a copay, they're still paying a lot of money. And they're taking maybe this medication because now they have an autoimmune condition that's been triggered. And if it's not cancer, you're lucky. But if it's cancer, it gets worse. So some of these trends, right, injecting fillers, taking medication, taking synthetic drugs, and trying to shortcut your way to health and fitness and to look good, you're missing the point already. Because the journey, the stewardship is exactly the point. That is the goal, to stay on the journey, not to get to the end, to think that, okay, if I look like this. So don't be misled by a lot of these trends, because I hope you're really paying attention to this, because there's now a big breakdown between what you're looking for and what you really want and what you're currently doing or what you currently believe about fitness. So it's important for us to understand that, because when you follow these trends or the influences, they're doing this from a place of, I mean, don't get me wrong, looking good is good. You can feel confident. Don't get me wrong. Like there's it's good. But there's a point when people become so vain and there is vanity coming from that, because they're like, yeah, like I think there's the whole looks maxing, right? Like the mogging, where they're like, oh yeah, I look better than the other person. Oh, I look bigger. Oh, I look leaner, right? So the issue now becomes the vanity, where at that point, because there's going to be someone who's just better than you all the time. There's never going to be a point where you're like, okay, I've reached and I'm the best. There's going to be a time where you realize, oh no, this other person actually looks better than me. Oh, this person is leaner than me. Oh, this person has a bigger arm than me. Or this person has better legs than me. So you tend to now get trapped in this cycle. And the trends, because everything moves with trends, because the trend will shift. Now you have to try and catch up to that trend. to try to look like someone else or to try to achieve a certain physique, a certain body image. So these trends, they come, they go. So when you try and anchor your own identity in how you look, you're not going to be happy. You're not going to be satisfied because there's just going to be another thing, another thing, another thing, another thing, another thing. So you really have to understand that your own image is anchored somewhere else, and your own identity is anchored somewhere else. So this is just what it is, right? Like you're not going to be satisfied. So it's just going to keep going on and on and on and on and on.